everybody. Welcome back to our show, Hario Geekix. I am the host today, Brooklyn Boy T. And to my left, we have...
Man, Mike. Woo, I'm the guy. Woo, yay.
And going around... Sorry?
No. I was going to say, I just want to say, like, we got the OG3 today.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Plus one.
Plus one.
Plus one.
OG3 plus one.
You've always been down. You've been in the background.
And to my right...
And to his right is Dorko Manhattan. What's up, y'all? Even though you guys don't know what I look like, but, you know. I am here.
And, of course, the beautiful...
Hi, this is the Destructive Lioness, broadcasting you live from the lovely Hall of Justice, where the place of where all your nerd wishes and Comic-Con dreams.
Awesome.
I know it sounds like it's aligned, but no, it legitly, if you were here, you would not leave. Like, you guys should pay admission fee. Yeah. Not to us, but to everybody else for this great museum.
Ever evolving, as always.
That's right. I noticed the Avengers you have over here in the corner now.
Well, you know, Doctor Strange was feeling a little bit lonely. You know,
Yeah.
I got tired of him telling me it's the end game now. So I have included Wasp, Iron Man,
Wow.
Star-Lord,
Mm-hmm.
Black Widow, and Miles Morales, Spider-Man.
That's
I
right.
respect that.
But it's gonna grow. You know, I'm gonna put the Hulk.
Oh, we know.
Or you know,
Awesome.
little by little, Black Panther.
Did you guys see that meme
Which one?
where Doctor Strange comes back at an Endgame movie and he brings everybody else and he's like, is this everybody? And then of course you see Daredevil, Luke Cage. Jessica Jones is like, what time did he say he was coming back again?
When did this
Another
wizard
battle?
say he was coming back?
Where's the portal? Where's the portal?
Or the one I think I sent you guys where Hulk does a snap and Rhodey becomes a Terrence.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
I think it worked, yo.
I think it worked, man. All right, guys. So we got a lot to cover today. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And I guess starting out, let's start out with Godzilla,
King of the Monsters?
King of the
King of the
Monsters.
Monsters. Yep. You guys haven't seen it, right?
No.
Okay.
I'm probably going to watch it tonight or
Yeah, I'm gonna
tomorrow.
watch it tonight.
I mean, it's already it's already been revealed in trailers. You got more than just one monster.
Yes.
We have the infamous Rodan.
Yes.
Oh.
We have the destructive Monster Zero, King
Ooh.
Ghidorah. And we have the queen of all monsters, Martha.
She's the queen!
You know, and of course, you can't leave out the king of the monsters himself,
Yes.
Godzilla.
Godzilla.
I mean, I don't want to, spoil anything, or in case you guys haven't seen it, if you're looking forward to seeing it. But wifey and I saw it last week, and as a Godzilla fan myself, I enjoyed it. I don't care what the critics say or how much it's doing financially, whether it's domestically, internationally, globally, but I had a good time from beginning to end.
Wow.
And, if you know your Godzilla stuff, you're definitely going to see a whole bunch of references from beginning to end,
Really?
Yeah. The only thing they don't mention is Godzilla. I'm not Godzilla, but King Kong,
Yes.
which is cool. Did they mention Kong?
They actually did kind of mention Kong, but not directly. They actually did mention Skull Island
Yeah.
as one of the actual things. So there's that
It's
nice little
it's there.
tie-in
The universe
reference.
is there. The universe is there. So
I feel like they're kind of going for like a shock value. I haven't watched it, but I feel like they're going to shock value. Like, oh, by the way, you thought you were done? Boom! You know what this is. Second
Yeah.
movie.
And there are lots of booms when it actually
lots
does come to.
lots of destructive
Wow.
stuff.
Is there
man.
any hint towards? Do we see King Kong at all, or
There's no visual.
no visual?
No
No
visual.
visual, but like you said, they indirectly mentioned him through Skull Island
Yeah.
and,
Okay.
and all that other stuff. But
Okay.
But that's going to be the next film. Is Godzilla versus King Kong?
Godzilla versus Kong, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Godzilla
gonna
versus
be the
Kong.
thing.
So
you know,
tell me, come on, give me a little something else. Like, how's the action? Tell me about the action, the fighting, the graphics.
I think most people complained when the first Godzilla came out was you didn't see him a lot.
Yeah.
You only saw him towards the end with
Yeah.
the big fight, which I can see why a lot of people were upset.
Mhm.
But at the same time, is you want to be able to build up
Yes.
anticipation.
Right.
You want to be able to at least put out the surprise, not necessarily way towards the end, but
Mhm.
at least give enough screen time to have Godzilla fight the baddie in that movie.
Right.
Right.
But I understand why people didn't like not seeing him a lot.
Yes.
But in this one, you get to see everything from beginning to end. It's action nonstop.
Woo!
From
Nice.
from the moment these monsters are in containment, all the way until Ghidorah tries to reclaim, his throne on Earth and all that, and it's just all melee from there on out.
Okay.
Cool.
The human actors, are there any good?
Millie Bobby Brown, that is from beginning to end, like her character development on there, like really showed like how she wasn't actually just going to be another one in the sidelines. Like, yeah, I'm the daughter. Yeah, I actually, parents of two smart people. But
she's not a damsel.
But not a damsel in distress.
She's
not at all.
She's not a damsel in distress. But I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one because I felt she didn't really do much.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I didn't really see any kind of growth whatsoever. She just was with her mom and was just obeying everything that her mom was pretty much telling her. And then towards the end, she finally grows a conscience and thinks, what, let me do this, myself and, do the right thing.
I definitely got to see it now.
Yeah, I want to see it.
I mean,
sold.
I'm not, okay. From the way I saw, from watching the trailers and then watching the movie, what you see in the trailers, that's pretty much it for her character.
Okay.
I didn't see much else for
To be
it.
fair, Millie Bobby Brown is a growing actress. I know her from Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she has a really great range of acting. She's doing her thing, and
She does.
Mm-hmm.
I totally agree, and I don't mean to cut you off. I just didn't see that growth in her.
Well,
I didn't feel they gave her character a chance to actually grow or at least have some kind of relationship with either one of her parents or even the monsters. The only thing, and it's not really a spoiler because you see it in the trailer. The only true connection that you see with her and the monsters is the scene where she's putting her hand on Mothra. Well, pre-Mothra, at least pre-form of what everyone expects Mothra to be. But overall, she was just someone that was just on the sideline. Everyone else was just doing all the talking. You have Dr. Ken Watanabe, because I don't know his character in the movie. So Ken Watanabe, I apologize. What your Sarayama? I think that's Sarayama.
Yeah.
So Sarayama, or am I confusing that with Venture Brothers? But overall, he he does a lot of more than what he did in the last one. But yeah.
And the whole thing of Vera Farmiga, I didn't feel that she actually...
Oh, she's a bitch, man. I'm sorry. She was such a bitch from the very beginning.
And that wasn't true character development. It was just bitch from the beginning.
I grew to hate her. Her character.
Like she did her job.
I grew to hate her character, but I can see why her character would feel the way that she did, in doing what she did in the movie. So, if you haven't seen it, check it out. If you're a Godzilla fan, you won't be disappointed. Definitely. I mean, if you're hyped up as it is, seeing all these monsters, I mean, just hearing the OG theme alone in the movie is even better.
Yes.
Okay.
So
audible gas.
How would you guys rate the movie?
I would give it between 1 to 10. I would give it a 9.
Wow.
Personally, I'd give it a 9.
Nice.
I give it an 8.
Okay.
Solid 8.
Good.
Is it better than any other Godzilla you've seen, including the anime that was on Netflix? If you've seen that one, the series.
The series?
Yeah,
you know what?
Whatever it is.
I've seen the series on Netflix, and I've not really been a fan of what they've been doing with it. I see what they're doing. They're trying to give it a different direction, but I just wasn't caught on
I agree.
to it. So I would say this is better than the 3 episodes that they put out so far.
Okay.
Cool. Well, as a fan of the first Godzilla movie that came out, when was it? 2014. And then Skull Island, I absolutely loved. I'm definitely going to check this out.
Skull Island pretty much revived everything.
Yeah.
2014, that was disaster and a half.
Yeah.
Skull
I still
Island
enjoyed
really,
it. I still enjoyed the 14. But when Godzilla, I did feel I was watching an army film, and
right?
An hour into it, I was like, oh yeah, this is Godzilla, and when he did arrive, it was awesome at that point. But that last half hour was definitely Godzilla. Before that, it felt like just G.I. Joe. Come And I guess the next movie I would like to talk about is Dark Phoenix. X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Now move along. You know.
So, I have split emotions about this film.
Did you see it?
I did see it.
Okay.
If you're watching a movie that is just a single standalone movie and has nothing to do with anything else, it's actually pretty good. It's pretty decent. It's pretty good. But once you start connecting to other movies, it makes no fucking sense. It makes no sense. You know, if we go back to X-Men 2 and X-Men 3 from the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Days of Future Past went back in time, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it's still the same timeline.
It's still the same.
Everybody's still the individual people. In the second X-Men movie and the third X-Men movie, the Dark Phoenix Force was always inside of Jean Grey.
Yes.
Yeah.
We go back to Age of Apocalypse.
Age of Ultron.
Not yet.
Not yet. In Age of Apocalypse,
Which was basura.
At the end of the film, she emits the Phoenix Force from within her in the movie, and she kills Apocalypse.
Which makes no sense, but go ahead.
No, it would have made sense if they would have continued it. In this film, the Phoenix Force is something that takes over her. It was an external force.
Okay.
Now, if that just shows me very clearly that there was no thought process and thinking ahead with these X-Men movies.
I did call it. I did say no
You
one
did.
was going to pay attention to Dark Phoenix.
You did.
And I did say that this is the movie that should have happened after X2. They teased it at the end. And even though we did get that in X3, this is the movie that really should have been after X2.
Yeah.
You know, if they would have continued with that storyline, with the Phoenix Saga, I think it would have ended up being a completely different product.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just didn't. I personally didn't see any interest, and you know, especially with everything that I've heard from Apocalypse, that really made me think and believe that no one was really going to pay attention to Dark Phoenix anyway. I mean,
agree.
how much did it do? Like 33 million.
33 million. But I think Apocalypse, to me, I did see Apocalypse in theaters.
I fell asleep to it.
It wasn't the best, but it wasn't Fantastic Four, right? It wasn't Fantastic Four 2015.
Oh, that's
I'm
tough.
gonna keep bringing that up.
That is tough.
But
that is tough.
This movie, Dark Phoenix, the action is great.
Ooh.
The ending of the movie, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it
Sucked?
looked.
Is there a credit scene?
There is no credit scene, but there is a part very similar to Endgame, which ends beautifully. If you watch the cartoon growing up, like I know we all did, it ended beautifully on that note.
Gotcha.
So I guess
I think I know
the
what you're talking about.
nostalgic feeling for me came back watching the film. I'm watching the end of the film. But as far as the film itself, it was just the characters were not the same characters. Professor X was a dick the entire movie. Like, what a fucking dick. We've seen the same thing with Magneto every single movie. It's like, oh, I'm trying to do something. I'm gonna enjoy my life, and then I gotta get brought back into battle. They do the same thing over and over again.
That was great when they first did it. I'm not gonna lie. When they first did it, I was like, oh,
it was good.
Oh,
it was good.
Oh man, that sucks.
So they just dragged whatever.
They dragged it. You know, you got Nightcrawler who just has a moment that is like, is this like this is not Nightcrawler. Like, it was towards the end of the film where this guy is not Nightcrawler anymore. You know, he becomes like, Nightcrawler is supposed to be a religious guy. I don't kill unless absolutely needed.
They brought Age of Apocalypse Nightcrawler then. It sounds like they brought Age of Apocalypse. I haven't seen it.
Okay.
But Age of Apocalypse Nightcrawler literally killed the clone of Deadpool.
Yes.
And what he did was he teleported. For those that don't know, he teleported on top of the clone's head and teleported off with the head, and then threw the head back to him.
Right.
Yes.
And he did something very similar to that in this movie.
Okay.
And like that. So I said the action of this movie was good, but it just didn't make sense for some of the characters. I think the best part of this movie, and I don't know if because this is my favorite X-Men or not, was Cyclops. Cyclops owned this movie. Him and Magneto. Even if you try to forget the fact that you've seen this with Magneto time and time and time again, Magneto, Cyclops, Storm, completely own this.
I think the
film.
problem with all these X-Men movies is they never really gave screen time to a lot of characters. A lot of characters that you see
Mhm.
from the very first one to this one there was no growth. You know, I feel that they just revolved around the same characters
same
all the time.
Same three.
And that's Magneto,
Mhm.
Professor X,
Mhm.
and Wolverine.
Yep.
You know,
But there's no Wolverine.
But there's
now.
no Wolverine in this one, right? I
Yeah.
mean, I read somewhere that they don't even mention him. They don't even, like, you know, by name.
Nope.
You know, like nothing.
They see. So first of all, this movie had a budget of $200 million. It only made $139 so far.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah.
But okay, because generally, if a movie's good, it makes what it did to cost, right?
Yeah.
It'll make it. Like, it'll make it.
It's probably make it,
It'll
but
make
it's
it.
just it doesn't seem like it's on its way.
Mm-hmm. And plus, it's the last
Yeah,
Fox
so like they built up.
X-Men.
Yeah.
You know, so I think once I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep
no.
it. I think once the buyout of Fox under the Disney umbrella, I think that's when everyone started to really pay attention and thought, okay, well, when that X-Men,
Finishes.
you know, comes into full force in the
Yeah.
MCU, screw
True, this one, yeah.
I also think that if the MCU, if Disney didn't purchase
Fox.
if Disney didn't purchase Fox, I do think this movie would have made more money than it did. I just think that it became this thing where it became cool to hate other things that's not Marvel, that's not Marvel made. So people saying that we need to take X-Men away from Fox. Fox gave us First Class. Fox gave us Days of Future Past, which
we love.
I love.
top
Which
10
is
at least.
by itself, it's the number one.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the number one.
You got Logan, which is
Number two.
arguably up
Yeah.
there with Dark Knight and Winter Soldier and Black Panther as being the best all-time comic book movie.
Okay, that's what you're saying. All right, yeah.
They gave us X-Men 1, X-Men 2, and they gave us 2 Deadpool movies, which were great.
I'll take the 2 Deadpool movies. X-Men 1 was trash. I stand by
Was
that.
it trash?
It was trash.
It was not trash,
It was
brother.
definitely trash.
No.
Remember the Halle Berry quote? Remember Wolverine flying across with the horrible graphic? Even the
I
story
agree.
was crap. Sabretooth, listen, it just opened up the venue after Blade. Okay,
Right.
it opened
Yeah.
up the venue and the pathway for us to make superheroes. It was still trash, but it was a hype movie. That's what I'm calling it. It was a
Okay.
hype movie.
Okay.
X-Men 2 was great.
Was dope.
Yeah,
How it
I
even
love that.
started, Nightcrawler?
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, Nightcrawler's always been my favorite X-Men. People always crap on him because he's religious, he's a pacifist, whatever. That man is a hand-to-hand combat expertise. He's second to like Ororo. You understand? And Ororo Storm is like she's always the leader. He's like prehensile tail. Him and Wolverine always do sneak missions. Yo, you don't understand. Nightcrawler's a beast when they write him like that.
I
Angel
was-
of Apocalypse is a beast.
I was employed at a movie theater when X2 came out.
Yeah.
All I heard from the other employees, the ushers,
Mhm.
and security
Mhm.
was the intro.
The
That's
intro.
all I heard from
Intro
that
was
movie.
so-
It
Now,
was-
mind you,
it was-
I'm behind the register. I'm behind the counter, and like,
It was dope how they made Night, because that's how it is. You know,
Right.
Real talk. Let's talk about superheroes and villains for 1 second. Superhero could have all this potential, right? Really, does a superhero live up to that potential until he's brainwashed, mind warped by an evil villain? And all of a sudden, he's unstoppable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what happened with Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler was. We never saw him fight like that again.
No, you saw me in this movie.
In this movie, he did. Okay, so then I gotta watch this one. But look how many movies it took.
mm-hmm.
That is my rant. But go ahead.
Where was I? Yeah, like I said, I do think
Fox
like
gave us,
the hate for Fox is a little bit,
Misplaced?
misplaced. Because you just look at the last few Fox movies that they put out in the X-Men world. The last 5.
Okay.
The last 5 were the 2 Deadpool movies, Logan, and then the 2 X-Men movies.
Right, Age of Apocalypse,
Age of Apocalypse
and Dark
and-
Phoenix. Okay.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, those 2 movies pretty suck. I could.
I think.
guess.
Here's what I think when it comes to Fox. I think when it comes to Fox heading X-Men movies, the directed team, I don't think they really cared so much. I figured they were going to reboot the universe, which is what they're going to have to do anyway.
Yeah.
I felt like they killed off a lot of villains too early,
Yeah.
Especially for X1 to X3, the original series, Days of Future Past. Was Days of Future Past the one with Gambit?
No, that was the
Wolverine.
The Wolverine one.
The first Wolverine.
Yeah,
X-Men
that horrible
Origins.
one. They're all anyway. They're in this old oatmeal kind of class for me. Like, just throw it in there. So like, there was no heading for X-Men, which is crazy because literally the literature for X-Men has a heading. You have the original team, which is Iceman, Beast, Jean Grey, Cyclops, and I feel like I'm forgetting somebody else. No. Archangel. There you go, Angel.
Angel.
Right? You could have developed that, and then you could have went to the new team with Storm, with Wolverine. You could have brought in Gambit. You could have done the Morlock Massacre. You could have done Apocalypse done right. You could have done, Civil War references. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things, but they were too far in. And to be honest with you, the only big thing that we've got from X-Men was the Phoenix Force. Because honestly, Age of Apocalypse was kind of like, They didn't make him as powerful as he should have been.
The
Right.
movie?
Yes, the movie.
Yeah.
They didn't make him as powerful. They built us up, but he wasn't as powerful as the Phoenix Force.
Go on. Sorry.
I didn't see Apocalypse, but even in the trailers, Apocalypse. I mean, no disrespect to was it Oscar Isaacs who played Apocalypse?
Yeah.
No disrespect towards him, but even in the trailers, the Apocalypse didn't even come off as a powerful being. And to my understanding, he is a powerful being.
Oh,
The most powerful.
The most powerful being in the X-Men world, but I just didn't see it. And that to me, well, aside from his look.
Oh, and how they messed it up.
Yeah. So that, and also because he didn't come across, very, I guess, dark side-ish.
Yeah.
I lost interest, and so I never even bothered with Apocalypse.
And it's like even if you look at Days of Future Past to Age of Apocalypse, at the end of Days of Future Past, there was an end credit scene that teased Apocalypse, and then they didn't even continue that in Age of. And it's like, do you guys not know what you're gonna do next when you make a movie? You guys don't plan ahead, and I guess we kind of take it for granted because we do have Marvel and we do have somebody like Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, guys, come on. You guys got to have some type of game plan of what you're going to do next.
They don't. They made Age of Apocalypse, and I had to look this up because I wanted, I remember the big thing about Age of Apocalypse was Olivia Munn as Psylocke. And kind of like what she was dressed as. Like how she dressed, like really close to and don't get me wrong, that is 90s, comic fashion, whatever.
Right out the comic.
Right, and that's bare. Like you looking at girl, cover the eyes. But it brought me back to the place where the Dark Knight Rises, where Anne Hathaway played Catwoman, and she was like me in a leather suit on a bike. That's it. And I'm just like, that's pretty. I mean, granted, Anne Hathaway is not my style, but I'm just like, now that you think about it, you were pretty much it from the movie. Like that was really it.
Yep.
So I'm really looking forward. I'm gonna watch it anyway because I gotta watch it so I can riff on it next time. I'm looking forward to how they reboot it. Because now they run into the problem of telling the same story too many times. Like Spider-Man. Like this Spider-Man, Tom Holland, we already know it, right? And they've already assumed that we know, and they don't want us to walk us down that path again. Yeah. Which is dope. But I feel like at some point they're going to have to come back to it. Yeah. In flashbacks or whatever. But at the same time, I'm still enjoying it. I have no problems with it. X-Men has to do that now. And not for nothing, that could be a good thing. Yeah. That could be a really great thing, actually. But they definitely heading.
I think it's different for this world, like for the next world, the MCU world, because they need to explain where they came from.
Oh, the universe. Okay, okay.
Now, the one thing that I've actually been thinking about, especially in casting with Michael Fassbender as Magneto, is okay. I can understand. Beginning starts in the 70s. Then it goes into the 90s, and then all of a sudden you have Ian McKellen. Like, how did he age in 10 years? How did I
mean, something? If they decide to bring back Michael Fassbender in the MCU, I will be okay.
I would love for the two Magnetos to meet each other, as well as the two Professor X's to meet each other.
Days of Future Past. They had that conversation.
You're right. And the new one, though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, whatever. You're right. I totally forgot about it. They did. Anyway, the reason why I would like for it to happen is because all four actors are great actors. actors.
Yes.
They really brought
World talents.
They really brought the kind of relationship you have, whether you think Professor X is right, whether you think Magneto's right and wrong, vice versa, to life. They brought the characters to life. They did the best they could with what they had, kind of script. You know what I'm saying? And forever, like, just to bring up your point, we don't know how he aged so much in 10 years. Most fans don't care.
Yeah.
Because that's Magneto. That's young Magneto. That's old Magneto. That's young Professor X when he could walk and then he sat down. And then that's old Professor X. Now he can't stand at all.
Yeah.
Just like
Except when he moved into the new body at the end of X3. Supposedly.
just like how people still see Ian McKellen as Magneto and Patrick Stewart as Xavier.
Yes.
You know, so that's not going to change. So
I agree.
I think we need new actors and actresses. I think that'd be dope, unless they write a really banging script, really banging movie. And I was like, you know what? Forever and a day. And to be fair, in the comic book world, Wolverine is back, so
yeah,
bring him back.
Maybe hints.
So you guys didn't see the end credit scene in Dark Phoenix?
I didn't see it.
Oh, well, somebody from the MCU shows up.
Wait,
no,
what?
I'm lying. I'm lying.
What?
I'm lying.
Oh, I hate you guys.
Cool. The one thing that I do think that Endgame
it's hard not to talk about Endgame. Can we just say that? Like, it's such a great movie.
It's on the screen right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing that this movie does very well, even though the overall movie is very subpar.
Okay.
Another thing that it does very well is it shows, for the first time in the X-Men movie that I could think of, that Professor X was obviously wrong. From the very beginning of the movie to the very ending of the movie, he was wrong. And he tries to he realizes that he was wrong, but at that point in time, it's too late. It's too late, and that goes back to that first trailer we watched. I think we all watched it together.
Oh yes.
When he says when Magneto says, "You're always sorry, Charles," and then it's followed by a speech.
Yes.
And quite frankly, no one cares.
Yeah.
And I'm mad that wasn't in the fucking film.
Oh.
It wasn't in the film. It was not in the film. But
That made that trailer for me though.
That made
that trailer because that is so true. That's so much. There's so much lore to that.
Yeah. So I guess moving on to the next topic. I guess.
Ooh, let's talk about the Rim of the World.
Rim of the World.
So Rim of the World is a great series, well, great movie, not series, on Netflix. So it's $3.99 if you have Netflix already. And the way I like to think about it, it's like the Goonies kind of meet Stranger Things, but on a lighter note. They have a moment, and I told T about this, where it's Jurassic Park. And a lot of people, they're memorable moments for Jurassic Park, but for me, it was always the raptor scene inside the kitchen, and the two kids are like hiding for the raptor. Yeah. They kind of have that moment with this. So I was like, oh, so you're trying to do what kind of like Stranger Things there, where you're drawing up on old Hollywood past success cliches. It's pretty dope. Is it corny? Yeah, it's
live
not for
action.
Us. It's live action.
Okay.
It's live action. It's not animated, and it's definitely like 3D imposed or whatever, all that good stuff. I definitely want to say there's still some tropes that are there that made me laugh. Like there's this black kid who's supposedly rich, and then you find out what really it is, but like you see how he acts. There's this kid who actually went through like a PTSD moment. Like he had a moment that like really scarred him for life. He's traumatized, but then it kind of turns that around with his help of his friends. It's really dope. Check it out. You're gonna be like, oh, this is corny, but at the same time, it won't stop you from watching it. It's really dope. For kids.
Rim of the World?
Rim of the World.
Okay.
And there's a badass, I want to say, I think she's Chinese. Badass Chinese girl that I think we can all appreciate.
Okay.
Cool.
Alright, I'm like, you're saying Rim of the World. The only thing that I think I've been thinking about
Oh
is
my
Land
God.
of the Lost.
Land of the Lost.
So Brightburn is another film that came out recently that I just found to be absolutely fantastic. Everything about it was just great, beginning to end. It was basically an Elseworld story of Superman.
Yes.
You know, what would have happened if Superman landed and went against his parents' wishes, or turned on his parents when his parents told him that he wasn't from here. We lied to you the first 10 years of your life.
It makes sense. Like kids get tempers, right? Temper tantrums, and normally as an adult, we're able to correct that. I'm not an adult who has kids. I'm just saying I see the behavior.
Right.
Here it is. This kid has powers. What are you gonna tell me, bro?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And so he finds out he has powers. Initially, he's on his own. He tells his parents that something is wrong. They tell him it's all in his mind. And then afterwards, finally, they tell him that, okay, here's what happened. Because he started having like night terrors where the spaceship that he crash landed in was calling to him. It was like calling to him, so he would like sleepwalk over to it, and then he would try to open it up from where it's in. By the time he wakes up, the ship goes quiet, and then his mother's always there to bring him back to his room, put him back to sleep.
Wow.
The mother at this point never tells the father that he was sleepwalking to the ship. He was sleepwalking, but just never to the ship.
What?
So
why would you not tell? Yeah, sorry.
It's just a great. It's a good movie. It's very. They show. I guess without giving too much away, iconic moments from the Superman films, from all Superman films. They have little things here and there that's from Superman. Superman the movie. That's from Superman Returns.
Oh yeah.
That's definitely from Man of Steel.
Get out of here.
They're pulling certain things,
I kinda wanna
and then
know.
it was almost as if what Clark did versus what he did. And you wouldn't you have. I mean, I think we all are here. We probably saw those movies 1,000,001 times.
Yeah.
So it was easy for me to point that out. Like, oh, that was pretty cool. Yeah, it was pretty. Especially like the ending of the film. The ending of the film, I think, was fantastic. Like, they took something that happened right out of Superman Returns, which I think everybody would see as an iconic moment, even though the film sucked itself. It was an iconic film moment in that film that they took and just turned it on its head, and then showed that this guy is not only a twisted individual. He is the exact opposite of Superman in every way.
I'm trying to think of that moment. Because the airplane moment. Whatever.
And the end of the film shows, like you said earlier, there's a half man, half fish creature terrorizing the ocean.
Okay. All right.
And then there's an Amazonian strangling people with a rope.
Damn, yo.
Woo!
So it's Justice League is the Brightburn version of Justice League is on the horizon, and I hope that they continue. It didn't make a lot in theaters.
Now I gotta go check it out.
But I also think that the budget wasn't as big either. So if they could do a under budget film, or a low budget film, I should say, and turn out something great like they did.
And this is a prime example. You got so many good movies out there that that were made on a very low, like you said, a very low budget, and then it becomes like the biggest thing, that they put out there.
Right, and this was produced by James Gunn, and
I think that adds also more to the credibility of the movie. So
he doesn't need a big studio backing him to make this type of movie.
See that, Warners? What the hell?
I'm trying to think of that movie where the three kids they saw that spaceship or whatever, and they were affected by it, and then I think you know what I'm talking about. And then like one of the kids got power hungry, and then he ends up dying at the end. I forgot the name of this movie, but that's kind of like what it sounds like. It also took some direction from
the camera, right?
Yes. I can't remember the movie. It's three kids. I think one white, one black, one Hispanic. May have been, this kid was like an outcast, and he took them. They became friends. They went to go this site for whatever reason, and like the spaceship did something to them, and all of a sudden they could fly. They become telekinetic and all this other stuff.
It wasn't Power Rangers, right?
No, it wasn't. I know. Ironically, that's what I thought of when I was explaining. I was like, that kind of sounds like Power Rangers.
Ironically, Power Rangers came out when I was searching for it.
Oh my God, Power Rangers! I hated the new Power Rangers. Honestly, this is whack. And they barely showed the Zords. And anyway, let's talk about James Gunn. So, shout out.
Rumor has it.
Rumor has it. Yeah, I mean, like, is he still doing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3?
I didn't hear anything that he was out. I heard he was back in.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
but other than that, I didn't hear anything else.
Right, but he also just got this Kevin Feige-like position at DC.
Well,
So,
that's the rumor.
That's the rumor.
That's the rumor.
And if that rumor happens to be true, I can't see them I can't see DC saying, "Hey, you know," or maybe it's finish the Guardians before you start that position. But I just can't see. I can't see somebody else having another position, making
Right.
another movie,
Mhm.
and
For the
taking
competitor
time
especially.
away from.
So you feel as though, because the way that I'm seeing it all in my head is, well, for starters, I don't know why they didn't give it back to Zack Snyder, but overall,
Wasn't he complaining?
yes, and he had every right to. But anyway, you hear that, Warners? Let's listen. I don't know. I mean, if rumors are true that DC or Warner's want James Gunn to revamp the DC or how they call it, the worlds of DC. It's not officially. It was never, the DC extended universe or whatever the case may be. I don't know. I'm just seeing another Josh Whedon type of thing happening again. I mean, unless they're really starting from scratch, you know what I mean? Because bringing in Robert Pattinson,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Always hated this guy because of Twilight. I hated those movies. Hated the books. To me, the books made no sense. Really bad writing, But I can see some similarities between him and Batfleck, even though I think Warner's or DC confirmed that there would be no connection to Affleck whatsoever in terms of his version of Batman. I just feel as though that would have been a good opportunity to do the Flashpoint storyline up on the big screen and then introduce Pattinson.
Or just have them be part of the MCU and have them snapped out of existence.
That could
I
work.
hate you.
Yep.
I hate you.
Robert Pattinson, I felt the same way. I think last time we spoke, I was like, Robert Pattinson sucks. I don't want to see this guy as Batman. But I did watch this movie he was in called Rover, Queen of the Damned, and Good Times. And
Queen of the Den, as in
Not Aaliyah.
sorry, Queen of the Desert. Sorry, Queen of the Desert.
I was about to say.
I was waiting for the finish. I was like, Queen
how
of the
old
Desert.
was he when this movie was made?
3 movies that shows this guy can act.
Yes.
He can act. And if you're going off of purely Twilight, just as I hate this guy in Twilight.
He was just
But
collecting a check.
He was just collecting. He didn't even want to do Twilight. It was the fact that he was young and it's $150 million to do 5 films.
I think Sebastian, shout out to Sebastian, who's not here
Yes.
during this episode. He told me, he said that Pattinson just disliked or didn't want nothing. Like, he wanted to stay away from the Twilight movies and distance himself from it.
It's kind of like, if I remember his disdain for Twilight, it was kind of like when Tobey Maguire was done being Spider-Man. And he didn't want to be Spider-Man anymore. And he was just like, here, have emo Tobey, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just wanted to stay. And he's actually pretty dope. He's pretty dope. I'm willing to give him a chance. I gave Ben a chance. You got to give him a chance to see what he can do with it. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, especially with James Gunn, you know what I'm saying, that they reboot everything, maybe they can give us a better Batman and also a better Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing that happens too. You give us a great Spider-Man, but you don't give us a great Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like,
And then
you
vice
need both.
versa.
Yeah, vice versa.
There has to be a balance, somewhere. You can't just focus on, like, the alter ego,
Right.
and then just do bits and pieces of his secret identity.
And-
Like you said, T. Your biggest complaint about Man of Steel and Batman v Superman was Superman was never really Clark. He was more Kal-El than Clark.
Yeah.
And so you can see that. As you watch the movies, that there's just no growth whatsoever. You can even see that he's still trying to figure out his role in this new world that he's in now that he's exposed as being the Superman. But in terms of keeping that identity a secret. You didn't really see that, and I totally agree. I didn't see Clark. I saw Kal-El.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw Kal-El trying to be Clark.
Yeah.
You know, and so I mean, I get it, but you know, we'll see. We'll see. You know, I'm not putting the guy down. I'm just saying, you know, it took him 11 years to finally transform into a bat. And and you know,
what a shot!
We'll see where Matt Reeves take this trilogy now, right? It's confirmed that it's going to be a trilogy.
Yeah,
I agree. And I do think we're going back to Man of Steel and Superman for a second. I did think that they spent too long trying to find Clark Kent in this world and what he's trying to do, and then they just glossed over the fact that, all right, he's just not going to be Clark Kent. He's just going to be Kal-El.
You know what Marvel?
Running around.
You know what Marvel did for a lot of, although there were some bad movies. Oh my God, Iron Man 3. And Iron Man 2, arguably, you know, but it's just like they built a lot of the characters, and they also built the alter egos for those characters, right? Granted, for Iron Man, probably like a classic. Let's be real. The first Iron Man is probably a classic, right? You see that he's trying to change, he's trying to become a different person. The second one, they try to continue it, not so well. Third one, we don't know.
Yeah.
But what DC is not hitting the mark on is building their characters. We got Justice League way too early, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm all hyped for the B versus S, but that kind of fell for the wayside. I understand there is an edition that I should be watching and going by, but the one they released to the masses in theater was just like, what is this basura? And it's just like, even with Wonder Woman, it's kind of like, we're going to talk about that. What are you doing? Like, maybe you should have released this first, then did the one previously,
right.
You know? So it's like they're not taking the chance to build the characters and making us feel. And to be fair, X-Men did the same thing too. Like, all we care about is their powers. We don't know who Jean really was. Mm-hmm. We never know who Jean really is until the third film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We never know her backstory and what she had to go through until the third film. X3, Dark Phoenix, same thing. And then all of a sudden she's killing everybody. She's justified, and then she's not justified. X3, it wasn't the Phoenix. It was really her power all along. This one is actually the Phoenix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just remember my this buddy that worked across the street because he went to see X3 at the time, and I was working at Tower, and he came in the store, and I said, "Oh, dude, I just came back from watching X3." And I go, "How was it?" He goes, "Dude, they fucked it up." That's just a disappointment in his face and in his voice. And I was like, "Oh, Jesus."
Yeah, it's a sad day, man.
Yeah. It's a sad day. So it's just like, I'm really excited.
But they rectify that with their own version of Flashpoint with Days of Future Past.
Right.
See, they actually did it right with that. You know, even by adding Beast at the end.
Yes.
It gave us fans the idea that, okay, so X3 didn't have it.
Right.
Okay, now we can continue with better stories from here on out.
Right.
Which we didn't get anyway.
Nope.
But
we got Logan.
Yeah, we got Logan. You know, still. But overall, I mean, when on the
franchise,
on the subject of Warner's. It's not DC's fault. It's just Warner's sucks, and they just don't know what to do with the property. I really don't think so. So
we did get a great Quicksilver though.
Oh yeah,
we did.
I'll definitely say that. In the comics and kind of like,
I think that's the only thing I heard about Apocalypse is the scene where he's saving everyone from the mansion. Was the dopest scene.
Yeah, it was
in the whole movie.
So here's my thing with Quicksilver, right? And he was in Ultron, Days of Future Past, right? As well as Thing. What happens is, I love him as a character, but I hate that he keeps getting the same kind of scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that he. Oh, this is something.
Can I jump in for a second? I'm sorry, kid. So, all right, in Days of Future Past, all right, he has this one. Sorry, not Days of Future Past. Sorry, in what's the movie called?
Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix. Yeah.
He has a scene where we all think this is going to be
the scene
with Quicksilver, and he starts out, and then 3 seconds into the scene, he is completely destroyed.
Oh!
And then that's it for Quicksilver for the rest of the film. He's in the recovery bay from the half-hour mark of the film until the very ending of the film. Like they completely shit on Quicksilver. Like they completely shit on Quicksilver.
At least
justably so. I mean, it's the Phoenix, but at the same time, yeah.
Man.
At least he lived.
At least he lived,
right?
At least he lived. And
Oh.
he had this one line at the end. Like it was like some like cheesy lines, like at the end, some kids are running in the hallway. And he goes, "Hey, slow down! You're going too fast." And it was kind of meant to be a. That's kind of ironic that he's saying.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, so like in a new universe, obviously new X-Men, build these characters, make them evil, but make them... See, that's the thing. We're going to have to jump into Joker with this one, right? I'm looking forward to the misunderstood villain, right? The misunderstood villains are the best ones, i.e. Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom was deemed by the Panther Goddess to actually be worthy to rule the world and have the powers of the Black Panther because he justifully wanted to, like, make things better.
That motherfucker crazy, though, man.
Of course, because... no, he's crazy because all the things that he's done in most... I mean, they put it as the things that he's done to acquire all the power he could was to really go back, and he did it with Doctor Strange, to go back to hell to get his mother's soul from the devil so that way she can live. Because she made a deal with the devil, all this other stuff, and he needs all the power that he can get to beat the devil, right? Which is like, oh, wow, like, I guess that's just, but he did this. He killed millions of, he did this. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, now that we're having this villain talk, right? Because Brightburn is a success. I can't think of another villain-only movie from Venom?
Hey, Venom.
He's an anti-hero.
Anti-hero.
Right, because technically, he was a villain when he came on the universe with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
For sure. But this made him an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Is there another one before I go further?
I can't think of any. I'm sure there's a few. There's a few somewhere, but I can't think of any.
So I want it to be known that I've been calling this movie to be great. I could be totally wrong. My plane could be... that's a bad thing. I could get smacked in the face really badly right now with this, right? But I have really great hopes. First of all, Joaquin Phoenix, this man takes his craft very seriously. Mm-hmm. To the point where sometimes you watch my interviews and you're just like, is he joking? Is he being weird? Or is he being himself, right? He's back in it. The way he's portraying Joker, I get emotional chills from these trailers. I'm dead serious. Like, the way he talks about, why isn't anybody smiling and what things he's going through and how he's looking, he's acting. They make a bad reference to the Bronx, that the villains breed Bronx villains because all the stairs. But, like, his transformation and, in a sense, his insanity that's happening looks great, looks dope. And I want you to understand, I really hope they don't put Batman in this film.
I hope not.
Like, maybe they make mention to his dad or mom, whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
they're in the film.
They're in the film?
That's been, I think it's also been confirmed that Thomas Wayne himself is a character in this particular Joker movie, but, it's...
Hopefully it's like a 3-second thing.
It's all pre-Batman.
I think maybe the film ends with them with the murder of the parents. I would assume something like that would probably happen.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
You know what would be dope? This is totally geeky. What if, right? Because I know there's a comic coming out with 3 Jokers. Is it Zack Snyder coming out with 3 Jokers? He's coming out with a series with just 3 Jokers, and it kind of explain multiple.
You mean Scott Snyder?
One of them. One of the Snyder brothers is making a comic, and it's with 3 Jokers. I'll come back to you on that one. I'm gonna do my research on it, and it kind of explains the multiple Jokers in the multiple eras and as far as whatnot. What if they do that in this movie? What if there's a hint as to why there may be multiple Jokers there?
Just like I think. Well, I didn't see Gotham. I skipped out after season 2.
Hold on.
I bailed after season 2, but I think in Gotham they
were doing so good and then they renamed everything.
Yeah, they hinted that he wasn't really the Joker. How Joker just is an influence, and how anyone can be the Joker.
Okay, so what happened in that? I was one of the idiots who watched the film. Watched it with the promise that this was going to be great, but it wasn't.
Scott Snyder, you are correct.
Okay.
So what happened there was the person who we thought was playing the Joker was not the Joker,
which made no sense because he killed it.
Because you went from
but what happens is they killed that person off, Jerome, and then turned out to be that he had a twin brother who was actually the Joker.
Jeremiah.
Which made no sense.
So you had Jerome and Jeremiah.
But see, but he became. I'm sorry, but he became Joker from the toxin that,
Yes.
Jerome, I think made right.
Right.
But he did it purposely to infect his brother.
He did it to infect his brother to turn him mad, because somehow he knew his connection with Bruce, and he knew that if Bruce would have killed him, it would have drove Bruce mad.
Mm-hmm.
It was convoluted and it was stupid. It was convoluted.
Right. That's why it doesn't make any sense. Like if they had, all right, cool. If they had said Joker had a twin brother, and for whatever reason, let's say one was older than the other because he was frozen by freeze or whatever, and but he was still aware, so he became insane or whatever. Okay, that makes sense. Now we can play in this, but.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they blatantly lied, saying that, oh no, he's not the Joker, and then instead of having another actor be the influence, it's the same actor,
guy.
Twin. Come, and don't get it wrong, I thought the guy was great as being a Joker knockoff.
Yes.
But him full blown Joker, as it turned out in him at the season finale, was horrible. The series finale, sorry, was horrible. It was it turned everything that he did. And then I think it was like a time jump of 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And now this Joker was a clown. Like, I mean, I get he's a clown, but he was literally a clown. It was horrible. It was pretty bad. Not a clown as in, like you go to the circus clown, but just like everything about it was just horrible.
Yeah.
That season, the series finale was bad. It was poorly written, and I wish I could go back in time and just
tell yourself not to watch
tell
it.
myself not to watch it. It was horrible. It made the series finale of Smallville look like an Academy Award winner.
First of all, I forgot how many seasons Smallville was.
10.
Oh my god! After 3, I was done. Between Lana Lang and Lois Lane later on, because I peeped in and I was done. I mean that intro, "Somebody Save Me," was dope. Yeah, it's iconic. It's like Dawson's Creek. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's iconic. But after a while, it's just like, what are we doing here?
I got tired of watching Lana hurt herself all the time.
You know what was
Did
really
you guys see? Sorry.
Yeah.
So towards season, I think it was season 9, Lana Lang, she gets superpowers. She becomes like a half Kryptonian, but she's an odd Kryptonian. She can't be close to Clark because her powers and his powers offset each other, almost like the movie with Will Smith.
Hancock.
Hancock, where like, they can't be together.
Right.
They gotta be on opposite sides of the earth.
They're made immortals.
They're made immortals.
No.
that
They
was in
are
Hancock.
mortals. If
Yeah.
they're together, they're mortals. But apart,
They're immortal.
they're unstoppable. Right.
Very similar, except when they're together, it causes them physical pain. Or causes Clark. I think she has like kryptonite running through.
I think
her
I remember
blood.
that, but
It was
vaguely.
like Lex
Vaguely.
Lex made that.
Okay.
That being said, I still love Smallville.
I believe the first 2, maybe 3 seasons was the best for me personally, because that's when Lex was like adamantly trying to find out who Clark was, and that was dope. Like that storyline was compelling. And it's just like, that's it, no more.
Yeah.
We're done.
I think the best season for me for Smallville, I know this is probably going off on a tangent here. The best season for Smallville was when Green Arrow showed up. When Green Arrow showed up and they had that Batman-Superman dynamic.
I think that was
6, 5?
5.
Yeah.
Didn't he race the Flash too?
Because remember
Flash came.
they sort of had their semi Justice League before Lex left the show.
Right.
Because by that time you had Bart Allen, you had Bart, you had Clark, you had Green Arrow, you had Aquaman, and you had and you had Cyborg.
Yeah, I remember reading about that.
Didn't that guy who played Cyborg kill himself?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think he committed suicide. I think.
Wow.
Yeah. Mhm.
Anyway, we'll go back to this Joker thing. Positive vibes.
But Joker looks promising.
It looks very
Yeah.
looks
promising.
very promising,
For the
and
little things that we have.
we're right there. We're
Yeah.
right there. October. Yeah.
Months away.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna restate this, even though we reiterated numerous times. I think, although Brightburn did great, I think if Joker did good as well, if not really, this is gonna open a new genre of villain-only movies.
Yeah.
And I'm ready. Hell, you could bring the Fantastic Four with a great Doctor Doom villain movie.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, actually, I do, because like there's one comic arc where Doctor Doom literally faces his master, like the master who taught him the mysticism. It's a time-space continuum thing where he had to set things up from before, but it's amazeballs.
Okay.
It's amaze balls. Okay.
So I guess let's go into some. Let's see, what other movies that's coming out? We have New Mutants, and I guess Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman 84.
Wonder Woman 84, and that awesome suit she has on.
We're right around the corner for Spider-Man.
Spider-Man
Next month.
So forgot about Spider-Man. Yeah.
Spider-Man's next month.
Everybody's worried about that black and white suit. Calling it suit. No. I like it too. But they're trying to worry if it's like the new stealth, if it's the symbiote hint. I don't care. I feel like, honestly, if you introduce Venom, it'd be too early.
Yeah.
I really do. Because he's still growing. But at the same time, like, this is going to be a dope movie. I think Mysterio might be another villain of his that's misunderstood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That has
Wait,
to do something.
Mysterio's the villain?
I think so. I mean, supposedly he's not.
Of course he's going to be the villain.
Of course, yes. But
Mysterio.
look what they did for the Vulture, though. Like,
Amazing.
Michael Keaton as the Vulture. Also, Michael Keaton, I need you to do an old Batman, and we need a new Batman, whoever it is.
Yeah.
I don't care. We need an old and new Batman for sure. I mean, Michael Keaton as like Clark Kent, Batman Beyond. Boom. There you go.
Yeah.
The power of DC compels you.
What if Robert Pattinson is playing Terry McGinnis?
I think that would work.
That would work.
That work.
I think that would work. He's young enough. He looks very similar to Terry McGinnis.
Very skinny and top.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he is now, but watch him like beef up for
Yeah.
Batman.
Also, I want them to say the word shui. Okay? Shui was from Batman Beyond. That's very shui, okay? I want them to say that. Just say it once.
They said it they use it in Flash. They use it in Flash all the time because his daughter's from the future.
Really?
She comes back with
Okay.
Nice little reference there.
Yeah.
For us comic geeks. Oh my god. And they would have like a great Return of the Joker moment too.
That'd be awesome.
Okay. Alright. Wonder Woman 84. What was the suit armor that she has on?
God Slayer.
Yeah.
He's in a God Slayer armor.
Alright, where do you think this movie's gonna go? Because as much as I riff on it, and even though Captain Marvel didn't live up to my expectations, they were really good movies. I'm not gonna lie about that. Great tones, great messages. What are we looking at right now?
Well, the main villain is Cheetah. That's made obvious and aware to the public. But my guess is if she's gonna don the armor, there has to be a secondary villain, happening. I can't think of who would be perfect for this particular time period, especially 84. But then again, I think what's his name? He's another Lex Luthor type of villain in DC. Max Lord.
Max Lord.
I think
Okay.
I think Max Lord also makes his big screen debut in Wonder Woman, so maybe he might have something to do with this secondary villain besides Cheetah.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Oh, maybe we're getting thing. Not Justice League. The evil. Come on. The League of Doom.
Oh, the Legion.
Maybe
Legion of Doom.
Legion
There
of
you go.
Doom.
possibly.
League of Doom, whatever.
Maybe. Yeah, so, but again, I can't see this movie. I don't. I don't like movies that take place before significant movies take place in the timeline.
Like prequels and stuff.
Yeah,
basically.
I mean, I get some prequels because I absolutely love The Hobbit. I'm one of the few people that love the Hobbit films.
Yeah.
I did like Captain Marvel. I really did like the first Wonder Woman movie, but then there comes a time where Wonder Woman came out after her first appearance, which was like a mini appearance in Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
Then there was Justice League.
Yep.
She had, if there was one character that had growth in Justice League, it was Wonder Woman. Because at some point now, it's like, let's call a spade a spade. Batman was right in that movie. The only reason you came back was because someone took a picture of you and said you can't have it.
Yeah.
So now you rear your head again because you want a picture. Where were you for the past 20 years? You know, like we
Right.
were like everybody was dying, and she didn't say, "Oh well, I was doing X, Y, and Z." If she would have said I was on these adventures, that's different. She was like, "I got shit right."
My guess is in Batman v Superman, she kept a very low profile.
Right.
And so I'm going to speculate that perhaps they might elaborate a little bit more of that in Wonder Woman 84.
I'm gonna speculate that they fucked up.
Who you telling?
I agree, and I think if I would have much rather see Wonder Woman take place after Justice League. I want to see that growth continue. I'm all for character. I just want to see it continue. That being said, I'm still going to go see it.
Yeah.
I'm still going to take my daughter to go see it. I'm still probably going to end up loving it, but it would have just been, I loved it that much more.
I think at this point onward, after Wonder Woman 84, and then I guess before Aquaman 2, that's when my guess is that's when Gunn, if he's really going to be the new guy that's going to lead DC in a different direction, my guess is somewhere within that time frame, he's going to, dive right into it and sort of figure out a way to give new life to these characters. Because I'm not going to lie. I mean, I love Marvel. I love Marvel just as much as DC, but DC is my first love. And I want them both to succeed. But we've been getting shitty movies from Warner Brothers, not DC. Warner Brothers. Maybe they need to call in the Ghostbusters and exterminate the spirit of Jack Warner once and for all, and stop influencing the higher ups, the greedy higher ups. But I digress.
And
but
happy anniversary, Ghostbusters.
yeah, 35th. I'm loving that Marvel is doing their thing, and we've got 10 years worth of movies. We ended with Endgame. Now we're gonna continue with Spider-Man, but DC has just been dropping the ball, each and every time. Batman v Superman wasn't supposed to happen. It wasn't in Zack Snyder's plan to introduce Batman right away. Technically, Batman v Superman was supposed to be Man of Steel 2.
Yeah.
But Warner's, put their fingers into the pot and thought, well, let me mix this up. You should do it this way. You should do it that way. No! That's not the way that it should have happened. But you know what? Again, I digress.
You just reminded me of that kid that went viral. And, I guess somebody tried to take something from you. No! I'll give DC the credit. Man of Steel, Wonder Woman was really dope movies. Yeah. I have my problems with Wonder Woman, but Man of Steel, besides the ad placements, all the buildings they went through.
IHOP.
Sears! You could probably name them. They did. Oh, my God, they pulled a Michael Bay. So, but, I agree with you. They definitely need to do better. I'm interested to see where they go after Aquaman 2.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jason Momoa. He's doing his thing. Aquaman 2. I don't know who's the villain gonna be, but we'll wait. We'll wait. Obviously.
Yeah.
I really want Black Manta to be more.
Well,
I think Black Manta.
Yeah.
He has to come back.
I want him to be a little bit more darker, a little bit more mature as a villain, because I feel like the first one they did justice, but they didn't really do him justice. But okay, you're introducing.
Well, he's a villain starting out.
Yeah.
Okay. He's bound to make mistakes.
They didn't have to have a whole soundtrack.
Give it some time in between Aquaman 1 and 2.
Yeah, they did give him a soundtrack.
They gave him a soundtrack when he's making this too. That's something you save that for the hero of the film. You don't do that. For the
let time pass between
Maybe
Aquaman.
they're doing something different. Remember, maybe they're not following what. I can respect DC for that. If you're gonna go against the wheel, then fine, but make the wheel work, or whatever you call it work.
And it did, and I would definitely say that Aquaman definitely worked.
Oh yeah.
There were some problems with Aquaman.
Oh, okay.
But I do.
You mean
think
besides Pitbull covering Africa?
Oh man, horrible. But
that ending scene speech though.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this. Clank, clank. Yeah, it's pretty bad. DC has a problem with the end of the movie. Look how they ended Shazam. Just a complete smack in the face.
Okay, they would be petty. They can do petty very well.
Yeah.
They can do petty very, very well.
Mm-hmm. And Henry Cavill was at home looking at what the
Like, when did I do that?
Wow. And that's why I think I was talking to my brother, and I was just kind of I don't blame
Henry Cavill
for not coming back as Superman. Mm-hmm. And then I think that to be super petty, he should probably take a role in Marvel as Cyclops. Cyclops or Hyperion or somebody. I don't think they probably do Hyperion.
Captain Britain.
I think
that'd be dope.
Yeah.
I think that'd be dope. And that'd be great. You could set up the new universe, because that seems the way they're going. That way too. That'd be dope. What about Birds of Prey? Is that still on?
Birds of Prey is still in production, to my understanding.
Yes.
Didn't they change the name
for the movie?
Didn't they merge? Oh, maybe I'm thinking. I thought they merged Birds of Prey with Harley Quinn's movie.
Is that what I heard?
Or they're two separate?
I think they're two. They're two separate.
I think they're two separate movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or they might be the same. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, no, still Birds of Prey. I'm reading it right. Birds of Prey, 2020 film.
2020?
Yep.
Like next year, 2020?
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, they had to push it up, to be fair.
When are they gonna start?
Because
February 7th, 2020. It's going to be released.
That's in, like,
Next, not a couple of months, 6 months.
Because
That's
supposedly
a
they want to put out 2 DC movies, at least 2 DC movies a year. So we got our 2 for this year. We got our Shazam and Joker.
Right.
And then next year we only had Wonder Woman slated for June, I think. And so, it makes sense for them to put out Birds of Prey around the same time, if not earlier or later.
Okay.
it's like who decided on Birds of Prey though?
You mentioned earlier about good main villain movies. Black Adam is still in the works. There's still talks about The Rock becoming.
I hope he just does justice to it. I hope
the title role, and I think now they're talking to certain directors, and so the wheel is turning. The wheel is turning.
Okay.
But I also heard that The Rock posted on his Instagram page probably like a week or two ago that he's interested in working with Kevin Feige and Marvel.
Okay.
I heard about that too.
He posted that he was like he's looking for like a role.
Well,
in
think
the
about it.
Upcoming movie.
It makes sense. The Rock.
Marvel is being petty, man. You can't just leave him alone, man. Leave him alone.
The Rock,
Leave him alone.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson does not care about your petty beef. What he cares about is this movie going to put me in a good light with my fans? Does it go with my image? And how much money are we talking about?
Right.
The Skyscraper movie. Did you guys watch that?
I didn't know.
I did. You know what it was like? What's that movie that comes on? They say it's a Christmas with Bruce Willis. That's a Christmas movie.
Die Hard.
There you
Die
go.
Hard.
It's like Die Hard. It's not Die Hard.
Was he an amputee in that movie?
Yes, he
Yes,
was. He was okay. There's 2 things that Dwayne the Rock Johnson does. Number 1, everybody's brother and everybody's family. Everybody's brother. Hey, brother.
Yep.
We're family, brother. Second, he's always some official who does like some kind of law enforcement.
I thought you was gonna say he's always cooking. I was waiting for that.
Well, yeah. In the previous years, he was always giving you the eyebrow and the people's elbow.
Yeah.
He made sure.
His first couple
The
movies.
Mummy, the Scorpion King, sorry, and then
Every movie he's done has a rock
Yeah.
reference. Even
Yeah.
if he's doing
I mean, come
a
on.
rock bottom, he did a rock bottom in the Rundown in his
Fast
first
and Furious,
movie.
yeah.
Fast and
In that
Furious
club,
Rundown.
yeah, oh yeah,
He's always doing the eyebrow.
Yeah,
He did it
always.
in Jumanji.
Right. He's always a special ops operative, a law enforcement of some sort.
Yeah.
Always, and
And-
Skyscraper he was.
And even his dialogue it sounds like rock promos.
Yeah,
That reminds me of when Hogan actually did Suburban Commando. Do we need to go flashback to that now?
Oh, wow.
Listen, as long as he does the movie justice, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
As long as he does justice, and they give him a great script, go ahead, be Black Adam. I can honestly see him being as Black
I
Adam.
think that's the reason why
He can act.
he's waiting. I think he's waiting for the right script, right director.
He did Walking Tall.
Yeah.
He was really good. I thought he was good in that.
He's good at Walking Tall.
I thought
Yeah.
it showed that, you know what, you give me a script, I can act.
Right.
I'm not just gimmicky, but at the same time, I'm going to build my gimmicky career. So my price goes up.
But I want to be like Batista.
Another thing isn't Batista the Rock's cousin?
No,
Are they cousins?
no,
Or is that-
there's no relation.
No.
Yeah.
Who's he families with now in the current roster? I think it's the Usos.
Roman Reigns.
Oh, Roman Reigns.
Because remember, he gave Roman Reigns a spot in Hobbs and Shaw.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Was he supposed to be recovering from cancer or something like that? But
Yeah.
whatever.
Yes.
We can skip over that.
Okay. Tease just with the
But
shade
it's
today.
working. It's working. It's the
Yeah.
wheel is turning. For Black Adam, and I can see why he's taking his time, making sure that all the elements are right and they all work.
My thing with The Rock, if you look at Marvel now, their original 6, their big 6, those guys truly, and you could probably put Paul Rudd in that group too, along with Tom Holland. Those guys look like family. Like I guess those 8 really look like family.
Yeah.
You start incorporating Benedict, what's his name?
Wong.
Cumberbatch?
Or Wong?
Yeah, wait.
Because they're both
Really, they're both
Benedicts.
Yeah.
you got Benedict Wong and Benedict Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch. You put Cumberbatch. You put the guy who played Black Panther. I'm sorry, names slipping my Chadwick Boseman,
Yep.
and those other Chris Pratt and those guys. Actually, the Guardians seem like they're kind of close.
Yeah.
But everybody else, you see, everybody is kind of off doing their own thing. You know,
Right.
when they're having like their dinners and stuff like that, it's usually like the 8, and then you have like Nebula, who's kind of with the originals. If you put The Rock into that atmosphere, I always think back to Fast and Furious. He blew that shit to hell.
Yeah.
You know, and he caused that franchise. You know, at least the actors of that franchise, you know, millions of dollars, because now, you know, the public perception of the Fast and the Furious
It's The Rock.
It's the
Rock.
Rock and his flunkies.
It's
You know,
yeah.
and coming from a
He-
fan,
I don't know. Vin
Yeah.
Diesel.
no, even you can say what you
Family.
want. If you can say what you want about Vin Diesel, he made sure everybody was on equal footing.
That's
and
what he did.
everybody ate, and it looked like whatever issues that they had within stayed within. Nobody's posting on social media about what's going on behind scenes, and then The Rock comes on.
Except Tyrese.
and then
Except
it's-
Tyrese.
Well, Tyrese does it now because he only attacks The Rock. Oh, he used to. I think they've squashed it, but he only goes after The Rock because of
Wasn't he attacking Vin Diesel though?
no.
No.
No,
Or
he
was it always The
made
Rock?
reference to Vin Diesel, but he was always talking to Rock.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
always The Rock.
I co-sign with this.
Because The Rock made a post about people being candy asses.
Ah, I remember
and
that.
And then Tyrese made a sub to I guess he was a subliminal tweet or Instagram post, basically.
Can you smell it?
You know, he was picking sides, but you didn't know which side he was picking.
Yeah, because he didn't know it was Vin Diesel and The Rock.
Right.
I didn't find out till later on. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody knew who he was talking about. And
So,
some people said
Tyrese thought it was about him.
No.
I guess.
Tyrese, everybody knew who it was about, but he made a sub, like, as far as the cast knew who it was about.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrese made a sub tweet back at him, and then, but the public didn't know who he was talking about, and
right.
everybody assumed that he was siding with The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Until Ludacris was asked about it, and Ludacris was saying that whatever's going on, and he kind of said whatever's going on between Vin and The Rock, he wants to stay out of it. And then that's when it became known that it was an issue between The Rock and Vin.
Mhm.
And then that's when the whole thing came out with that first fight that they had in Fast 4 or Fast 5 was actually a fight that they recorded. It was, you know, and it was, you know, so from there, it was just kind of like, you know, the movies went down in quality.
I feel like everybody who's listening is now like, I'm gonna go record YouTube real quick.
Yeah, man, it's kind of crazy. Like I said, and if you're gonna choose between anybody and The Rock, you have to be like a Tom Cruise or a Will Smith to say you're gonna choose that person over The Rock. And I love Tyrese, but Tyrese is not a world class actor.
He's
or
not
even
an
an action
A-lister.
actor.
He's not an
So
A-lister.
basically, you have Vin Diesel being grandma at the cookout, try to get everybody fed.
Yeah.
You have The Rock basically being that woke uncle that always like to go and start a fight with everybody.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I love The Rock. Don't get like I
Yeah.
absolutely love The Rock, but I just don't like. I didn't like the fit in the Fast and the Furious movies, and I still don't like it. I hate the Hobbs and Shaw film coming out. I'll probably end up
Justice
going in
for
with this
Han.
guy to go see it.
Justice for Han.
Yeah, they killed him and never said anything about it. They killed him, and then your man just gonna be working with him. Nah, if I'm Paul Walker,
Not only
or Paul Walker,
not only did Han die, but his girlfriend too.
his girlfriend died too, man. 2 people out of the clique died.
I'm not heavily invested in this. My investment is the first movie for when they did the last race. Okay, the last race when that car popped up on its rear. Oh,
Well,
okay.
Was that Fate of the Furious?
No, the first one was
was Fast and the Furious.
Oh, the very first
It
one.
wasn't the Fast. It was Fast and Furious, right?
The Fast and Furious.
The Fast and Furious, because I know they changed it at some point.
Which is 4.
No, number one. The
Number
first
one.
one is Fast and Furious.
No, the first one is The Fast and the Furious.
The Fast and the Furious.
Then it's Too Fast.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Too
Then
Furious.
it's Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo
Then
Drift.
it's Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious. Yeah.
So that's where I stop. But I still watch it. Hobbs and Shaw looks great.
Oh, it does not.
However, somebody here is very salty. Out of all the flavors to be, he chose salt.
No, man. Listen, you have got to address the fact that this guy killed our best friend. and then you, who was supposed to be our new leader, I guess, just decided to walk off and have your own adventures. At least break his jaw.
Well,
What happened to
technically,
the
he's
guy
not,
in
he's not
Tokyo
going
Drift?
off to join, Shaw. He's just being forced
To work with.
him
Right.
to bring down a common
Ooh,
enemy.
they should bring back the guy from Tokyo Drift, and he should run the car into him.
There you go.
I agree, man. At the end of the movie, just how do you like it?
So it's what is it? Walking Tall and
And Crank.
yeah, Crank.
No, but yeah, I'm more likely now I'm gonna go see the Hobbs and Shaw film, but I will not laugh one time, and I'm gonna wear a Justice for Han shirt.
You know me. If I'm with you, I'm gonna be chilling. I'm gonna be chilling. Okay. Really quickly, there's some movies with no trailers that I wanted to go over. That if they go through, I'm looking forward to it. Morbius, obviously.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
Morbius is more of an anti-hero, which could be another genre too. Anti-hero villain. That if it's done right.
Is he a popular character?
Not
Morbius?
really, but neither was Blade. To be fair.
Yeah. Speaking of Blade, did you hear that Wesley Snipes is in talk to do a Netflix TV show?
Blade?
Not Netflix. I'm sorry. Disney Plus show.
Yes.
For like
Yes.
Blade?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For Blade.
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Bringing it back. So
They're bringing Blade back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're in talks.
Okay.
Because Wesley Snipes still look like he's 25.
I was about to ask, what's his condition as physical?
He's physically. He didn't miss a beat.
Well, did you see him in The Expendables 3?
I did not see Expendables 3.
I did not see 3.
I saw a
saw
piece
one
of
and
it.
two.
He still looks good.
Yeah,
He still looks
does.
good?
Yeah.
Good. Give him the Blade, get up and he can do it.
I just want to give him a shout out. Like I know.
I mean, he is a vampire. He
Yeah.
doesn't
Pharrell
age.
Williams. No, like definitely give him his props because Blade 1 was dope. Blade 2 was like, oh my god, they did it. Blade 3 was like, all right, you did this for the check.
Yeah.
Let's be real. So if they do a really good series on Netflix, Netflix will put out the money because
Yeah.
who knows where Netflix is getting this money? We need a sponsorship Netflix. So like, like if they do a really good job on it, that would be dope.
Yeah.
Maybe they can cross Morbius and whatnot because I believe at one point they did fight.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did, right.
have both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna do a Morbius movie, why not have the
Blade
vampire hunter
being chased by Blade or like
Right.
hints of it, why
Yeah.
not?
Or somebody like there's a hunter chase. Just a name drop. I left New York because there was a vampire. There was a hunter chasing me.
Yes.
Okay.
Boom, we know it's Blade.
Right.
We know it's Blade.
We know it's Blade. All right. Venom 2.
Craven the Hunter's supposed to be in Morbius 2. I think it's.
I think that makes sense. And then you could even. Oh, okay. So if Morbius, right? If Morbius comes to fruition, drop Craven the Hunter for sure,
Yep.
but also drop Spider-Man. Because those two would not exist, without
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Okay, and if Blade happens, definitely drop Morbius.
I think Sony's definitely building their world. I don't think they're gonna drop Spider-Man.
Mm.
Because I think they're gonna re-up with
Venom?
with Marvel.
Okay.
And
Oh, with Marvel? Okay.
with Marvel, and I think they're gonna use Venom as their Spider-Man. He will be there. Or maybe they include like a Miles Morales, which I don't see them doing.
Yeah, I don't see them.
Not yet.
Not yet, yeah.
Not
I can see them doing I want to see them do a live action
Spider-Verse?
Spider-Verse movie.
That sounds cool.
They gotta build. They gotta build it.
I mean,
it's already
I'm-
there. They don't have to build it. It's here.
I mean,
already.
if
you can use the two past Spider-Man
Are you talking about animated or live action?
live action. You could use Garfield and
Toby?
and
could
Toby.
use Toby
But you have to include Tom Holland. Tom
And
Holland.
include Tom Holland. Those
I think
are the three.
I would give this another year. Only.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
we got the new movie coming out. Somewhere after like Amazing Spider, not Amazing Spider-Man.
All right. Let's come back to this after I watch the newest Spider-Man movie, Homecoming. Let me, because you know what? Because there's a lot of growth, and because we still got to go back to Dr. Octavius,
Yeah.
Doc Ock, and all this. It is a lot.
It's a lot. It is.
They got to do that
gotta
correct.
include a
They
lot of
got to
stuff.
do that correctly.
Yeah.
And then what about Silk? Okay, for those that don't know, Silk is technically the counterpart to Peter Parker. They're like Spider Totem. It's a weird thing. Check it out. It's fun. And technically, they got to explain her. So it's like a female Spider Woman who's actually stronger than Peter Parker.
Right.
It's kind of like Kara, Supergirl.
Yeah. Okay.
She just doesn't have the skills.
And it's all right. I'm gonna come back to that because there's so much more. She
Yeah.
doesn't have the experience, but the skill set is there. But you see what I'm saying? It's so convoluted that you have to build this. You have to build this story.
Maybe an intro to a Madam Web character.
Madam Web
Let me
type.
tell you how great Madam Web was for the Fox 5 animated Spider-Man series, okay? I loved her and hated her at times, but I understood her, okay? Did anyone watch the series finale of Spider-Man animated?
The one where he meets Stan Lee.
Yes.
Is that the one? Okay.
Yeah, but then they take him back to get Mary Jane, but we never see it.
No,
Yeah.
because it ended. It ended a year before it was supposed to end.
Yeah.
That was dope. Anyway.
So we have Morbius.
We have Morbius. Venom 2 is supposed to be coming out. I'm looking forward to that.
Even though there are
Carnage.
talks that... Yeah, right. Carnage, even though there are talks that they want Tom Hardy's Venom with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see. I think
they build up for it.
it'll be whatever happens with this Spider-Man movie.
Woody Allen's supposed to be
Spider-Man
Carnage, right?
2,
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Because they introduced the multiverse, and it depends if the multiverse is actually really the multiverse, or if it's just an illusion that
Mysterio.
Right.
is doing.
Oh, that's true too.
So
I'm looking forward to that. We talked about this. I just want to reiterate it. Woody Allen's portrayal of Carnage, from just like that little, 20-30 seconds, was beyond like anything I could have imagined.
Yeah.
Honestly, and I'm really scared because I don't want him to kill himself.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, nobody was.
was
Nobody,
not.
and he came out of nowhere.
Yep.
Left feet. Okay, we'll move on.
they mentioned him in the beginning of the movie,
Right.
But I thought that was all we were gonna get. Was just that
Cletus,
little-
right? Cletus Clay, right?
They mentioned
Cletus
that
Cassidy.
Cassidy.
Cassidy
right.
Clay. Is it Cassidy?
Cletus Cassidy.
Cletus Clay.
Okay, now you're gonna make me check because y'all did the thing where it's like mine. Okay, go ahead.
But it is, I think it is Cassidy.
Yeah.
Just not sure of the Cletus part.
I thought it was Cassidy Clay.
I got Cletus from The Simpsons. But it was an unexpected cameo. But, it looks promising.
Yeah.
It does. And just from...
Cletus Cassidy.
There you go.
Cletus
I
Cassidy.
said what I said. What I
Okay.
said. What I said. Thank you. When it's
he,
C, by the way.
he did come across as scary, and Carnage is a scary character. And what makes him different, for those of you that don't know, what makes him different from Venom is the symbiote that's attached to Cletus makes it impossible to detach itself. Because I think the symbiote also latches onto his bloodstream, his physical sense. Like, unlike Venom, where Venom uses Brock as a host,
Right.
but he's just using, I guess, his outer body as a host, and then he just enlarges, as a symbiote. But for Carnage, I think he just attaches himself to everything that of every physical being that is Cletus Cassidy, which again I think in the comics makes it impossible to detach and defeat.
Yeah, they've just to add on to that, it's really hard to detach Cletus from the symbiote. They have, and then come to find out there's like little remnants of it still living within him.
Yeah,
and he doesn't want to be detached from him. He's like, no, this is us, baby. This is us.
I want it. Like, he wants it just as bad as the symbiote.
Yeah.
So that looks dope. I think if it goes through, I think we're in for a really great movie.
Oh yeah.
I think it might be a two-parter. Yeah, that too. But I think that might be a two-part. I don't think he's gonna get rid of
You can't get rid of
Carnage
in one movie.
Black Widow is definitely dropping.
I'm sorry. I mean, defeat him, yes, but then savor that for the next movie.
Yes.
Or maybe even Venom loses.
Yeah.
Why not? If you're gonna if you're gonna make different movies, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? All right, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna say Black Widow.
Yeah.
I want to see just to see it. I'm not really expecting too much. Scarlet,
You did.
Damn.
You see that meme? You see that meme where Spider-Man and Deadpool come to the Soul Stone, and he's like, "You got to give one soul," and Spider-Man pushes Deadpool, and he gets the soul, and then Deadpool says, "He's like, did you get it?" And then and the guy's like, "Wait, what's just happened?" Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what you reminded me of. What's his face?
Black Panther.
No, Red Skull. There you go.
Okay.
I was really trying to think of his name, and I kept thinking Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson.
That's a deep cut.
I know, right? But that's forever what you'll be
Matrix people,
famous
Matrix.
for.
Yeah.
Like, you know? Alright, so anyway, Black Widow, I'm interested to see what they do.
Yeah.
I think if they really kind of expand upon the Red Room and who she was and whatnot, I think that adds a little bit more to Endgame about her sacrifice.
Yeah.
Does it necessarily change anything about it? No, but
No,
I think it's just
She did.
She needed it.
She did.
She did. I hate you.
It doesn't add anything more to the character.
It really doesn't.
It doesn't
It doesn't add more to the character, and it doesn't add more to what we witnessed in Endgame and Infinity War.
Okay, I guess.
Unless it's some way, some shape, some form.
I
her
feel
journey through time to come back.
Yeah, I feel
Ooh.
it. However, I feel Black Widow's overdue. You know,
Yeah, it is overdue.
Her movie should have at least been a part of the 10-year saga that built up for Infinity War. But you know, studios still get hesitant about making taking risks. Like Warner's and stuff. But
I can't wait for you to be a parent. I told you not to ride your bike without me, but kids will be kids.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying them stitches? That was over a year ago. How are you enjoying them stitches?
That's that Latina guilt.
Doctor Strange 2. Okay.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, that would be amazeballs.
However you feel about the first one, that's fine. I think it was pretty dope.
I liked it.
However, his importance as a character and his development through the subsequent movies afterwards leads me to believe that the second one is going to be dope. I don't know who he's going to go against because he has a plethora of villains.
Well, he remember you still have the villain at the end of Doctor Strange 1.
Dormammu?
Not the Marvel.
No, the one that starts taking away the powers and stuff.
Oh,
he took Benjamin Bratt's character. He took his powers, and
he crippled him again.
Right.
Yeah,
and he said he said that's the problem with this world. There's too many wizards or too many magicians.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's gonna be. I think between Doctor Strange 1 and 2, he's been going all over the world, stealing powers, and now the only other person who he can do that with, is Doctor Strange.
Maybe he kills Benedict, and that's what gets his attention.
Probably, that'll definitely be. I mean, however time has passed between Endgame and Doctor Strange 2, I'm sure by that point he's beyond master of what they call him, the Sorcerer Supreme. He's experienced. I mean, I think he was already experienced in Infinity War and Endgame. But you know what?
Casilus, whatever his name is, the other guy. I know exactly.
Yeah.
Casilus. I forgot how to say his name.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I don't know about Doctor Strange. I mean, he didn't seem. I mean, time has passed and he's taken up the mantle of Sorcerer Supreme, but he didn't seem to me in Infinity War and Endgame to be the master of
He wasn't.
magic.
He wasn't the master. He was
A mysticism.
the master. What he said it in his battle with Thanos. They brought you face to face with
the master of the mystic arts.
Master of the mystic arts.
But I didn't
He's not the
see
sorcerer.
that. I
He
felt
went
I
toe to
could
toe
have.
with Thanos, though.
I felt as though he
And
could have done
spent all
more.
his time holding back a river.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
Sorry, no. On
And not even that.
I'm gonna.
When after Bruce does the snap and he brings everybody back, you do see where they're coming from, right? They're coming from Titan. So you mean to tell me when they were on that spaceship en route to Titan in Infinity War, Doctor Strange couldn't, and back to New York, did he had to, stand there and listen to Tony? I would have been like, bye, bitch, I'm out of here. I don't have to.
What?
Who? Yeah, exactly. But I'm hoping with Doctor Strange 2, his magic, I guess, blossoms, or he finally demonstrates why he is the Sorcerer Supreme.
Right.
I just want to say some of the key villains that he can go against, obviously Dormammu, Nightmare, Shumagorath,
Nightmare's gonna be in the movie.
Mephisto,
Mephisto.
Cassius, Blackheart. Ironically, Morgan Le Fay. Oh my God, Loki is also a thing.
Another
So
villain.
I don't know if they have this planned out, but I think a cameo by Loki in a Doctor Strange movie would be awesome.
Agreed.
It would be awesome, and it also be like, so this is really a multiverse, and I don't know if they're gonna do that.
Yeah,
Pops back over to this.
Right.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. Doctor Strange has been overpowered in the beginning. He was overpowered, and then they brought him back down, and they made it so that way he's a little bit more.
He could be with the other heroes.
Right. He could be with the heroes. He's not too overpowered. He could be beating all this other stuff. I'm looking forward to this because even in Endgame, you kind of feel like, real talk, like he's got the weight of the world. Because there's more, especially in Infinity War, there's more to like what he says, and we want to know, like, okay, well, show us what you're talking about. They don't really give us that too much. Even when they go back in time and they speak to his original master, she's just like, you don't really understand. But then she's like, okay, you know what happens. Like, pretty much, I'll give you the gem. All this other stuff will go on.
Which is dope that she knew. She was like, you're about 4 years too early.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty dope.
but that makes sense because she was always looking into her future.
Well, keep in mind, at this point, she's years, if not centuries, or being the Sorcerer Supreme before Doctor Strange comes into play.
Right.
But also, remember in the Doctor Strange movie, she was not supposed to be using the time stone in that way.
Yeah.
That was one of the, what was the guy's name that we were just trying to figure out?
Casey, whatever. Mr. K, the villain. Mr. K, the villain.
Well, he was like, if you've been doing this the entire time, then you've been violating one of our rules.
Yeah.
So for her to just do it like that, just right out.
Oh, because she was garnering her power from Dormammu, right? Isn't that what it was?
I can't remember.
They wanted to side with Dormammu. I can't remember what she was doing, but I believe she was also hiding as well.
Yeah, she had a secret. Keep it from everyone.
Yeah. But with Doctor Strange, do you think that his love interest in his movie? Do you think she snapped also? Was she part of the snap, or did he just show up 5 years later and maybe she's 5 years older?
The love interest?
Yeah. Maybe she's married now because she thought he was dead. Maybe she has a kid.
I think they might make mention of that because she disappeared after the first one. Really, where was she?
It was only one. It was only one.
Yeah, after Doctor Strange, there was like,
Then his next full appearance was in Infinity War. It was no. So he just like Tony Stark. He just left
out, right?
Really,
Him and what is his face was out here talking about ordering a sandwich, and the other one had the parents,
right.
But there's no mention of her. I don't
Maybe
remember seeing any photos of, what I'm saying.
Maybe she was at work.
He doesn't call her to be like, "Yo, I'm doing something."
Well,
nothing.
Man, everything happened so fast. Everything happened so fast that it was really no time to say, "Okay, I'm gonna stop to make a phone call." Because remember, he was knocked out when he left Earth. He was unconscious.
Yeah. No, I'm just thinking about in between that time when they were in the apartment, like the time that I guess I feel like they glossed it over. She doesn't exist. Maybe they'll explain it in Doctor Strange too.
All I'm saying is, I think it will be very odd if Doctor Strange didn't see that feature and go, you know something? We won in that time, but she's pregnant now, so let's look for a different one. Oh, Tony dies? Well, let's choose that one, because she's still good.
The memes are, he told Tony to wait, but Tony took the one as like, oh, I gotta die. Like, no, Tony!
No. Supposed to wait 5 more minutes?
Just go, hold on. Alright, let's move forward. The Batman.
Yeah,
we talked about this.
Trilogy. So far, the guys, I think confirmed villains are the Penguin, right? The Penguin, Catwoman, Riddler, I think.
That sounds oddly familiar.
And
Michael Keaton Batman?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Penguin, Catwoman, Riddler, and I think maybe Scarecrow. I could be wrong.
Okay, that'd be dope.
If they do Scarecrow, I think they should just introduce other characters, like bring other characters to the big screen. We've already seen different I know we've already seen Mr. Freeze, even though Mr. Freeze wasn't a memorable performance.
Chill.
Yeah,
it was very memorable, but for all the wrong reasons.
I mean, we got
better than Bane.
but we got as far as even getting a Ra's al Ghul on screen.
That'd be dope,
so it'd be cool to at least introduce something else, maybe a younger Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to say that'd be dope too. Catwoman's in the original Batman's Catwoman was pretty dope. she was a little weird. She was a little off. You know, as kids, we were just like, what is she? But the way she killed that guy at the end, and she went into the chick, I was like, oh, and she was meow. What? Come on!
Yep.
God damn you, Halle Berry. You could have done
That's
better.
with the she had the taser.
Yeah.
She kissed him with the taser.
With the
Electrocuted.
taser, and she
Yeah.
went into the thing, and
Yeah.
Anyway, Suicide Squad reboot. How we feeling?
Yeah.
Nah.
I'll wait till
Oh.
they put out something.
Okay.
You know?
But it doesn't look too good. Okay, good. They're like,
Even from James Gunn.
Yeah, that's probably if what we're excited about is the director.
true.
Yeah, I think something is wrong if we're looking at a comic book movie and saying, "Oh, I'm excited for the director."
Because so far, Idris Elba has been confirmed for the movie, right? But he's not playing Deadshot. I think he's playing someone else.
He's being somebody. I think is Will Smith even coming
No.
back?
No.
Will Smith got out of there.
See.
But then he's also got other things. First of all, he's found success in Aladdin. I don't know if they like blew box office, but a lot of people who went to see Aladdin said he did a really good performance. And I'm just like, are you sure? Because like Robin Williams has been killing it. All these Mrs. Doubtfire. Anyway,
Yeah.
He's got Spies Like Us with Tom Holland. Spies Like Us, if I'm not mistaken. And then he's got Gemini Man coming out.
Yo, I want to see. That's with the clone.
Mhm.
I
definitely want to see that too.
That looks so dope.
So, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll wait.
Yeah.
I'll wait because they haven't really put out anything official yet.
No, nothing yet. They're
you
still
know,
working on the script and
yeah.
all this stuff. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. Aquaman 2.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Is
You
it-
know,
Yeah.
there's no. I mean, it's confirmed that they're gonna go ahead with a sequel. There's just no plot. There's no story yet.
Okay.
You know, so my guess is Black Manta's gonna come back. If they want to include another villain, I don't know. I mean, Ocean Master got his ass whooped.
Yeah. But
He needs help.
you know, yeah.
Help me, please.
I had a thing about that movie. It's like when Ocean Master was about to gear up for the final fight, and I think they had on like the mask that you wear up top of the air, and you're like you're underground in the Royal Palace. Why do you need that? Anyway, whatever. Anyway, Batgirl supposedly coming out.
Which one?
Batgirl.
Batgirl.
Did it really?
Supposedly, it's in talks.
Okay.
I think that's gonna get. I personally think that's gonna end up getting shelved because they're gonna. I think they're gonna bench Whedon. I think Whedon's getting benched. So,
Well, I thought Whedon was out of Batgirl.
He's out already?
since ages ago.
oh, I didn't know
yeah.
that.
Oh, okay. Well,
Because if I remember correctly, I think the issue that Whedon said was he just had a hard time trying to find a good story for Batgirl.
Yes, you're right.
You know, and he left. So I think Batgirl's been shelved indefinitely for the time being until they decide to bring the character to the big screen finally.
Rightfully so.
actually, as of April 9th, Batgirl movie's back on with the Bumblebee writer.
Okay.
That's the latest news I got for you guys.
All I'm saying is that if you're gonna introduce Batgirl,
Mm-hmm.
there's certain things have to come first. You have first got to introduce Batman and the rest of the family.
Is
You
there a
cannot-
trailer?
You cannot just introduce Batgirl by herself.
Right.
You know, because her character is linchpinned to Batman.
Yeah.
Now, unless in this world you're gonna say Batgirl is the Batman, that's completely different.
Yeah.
Like even with the CW, you know, there's a Batwoman
Show.
There you go. That's coming out. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of too.
So you got that, and that's all fine and dandy. But what's the very first thing that they did was explain the fact that okay, Batman isn't here.
Mhm.
He's in this world somewhere,
Mhm.
but he's not here, and nobody knows where he is. That's their explanation.
Batwoman works especially too for those
Yeah.
that don't know because like she was trained by her father.
Yeah.
And I think she also received some additional training from Batman, obviously. But she was standalone, her own person. She wasn't picked up by Batman. And as you read the comics now, she doesn't like they work well together. Like the Bat family is a disorganized family, they work well together, but they're not always together.
And plus, I think she kills, right?
She used to. She used to. But Batman.
But okay. So
it didn't fly with him.
With Batwoman, depending on which incarnation you're looking at,
that also.
She's also his cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's his cousin, but she didn't know he was Batman. Mm-hmm. And then when she finds out, I can't remember how she becomes Batwoman now that I think about it. But when she finds out that he's Batman, that's when they kind of started working together, and that's when the no-kill policy kind of started flying. Okay. Until the Jason Todd thing kind of took off again, and she was like, "I'm just gonna go rock with Jason. We over here killing fools, man."
And even Jason, weird. Anyway,
but then again, Jason even flip flops back and forth, depending on which comic you're reading or what the villain is.
What I love,
who he's with.
Okay, I just want to add on what I love about Jason Todd, the Red Hood, right? So you guys remember the movie The Red Hood with what's his name? Joe DiMaggio is the Joker. Joe DiMaggio?
Yeah.
Great performance, right?
Oh, what could have been?
So, in the Red Hood, he's one step ahead of Batman, which is why I love generally the animated series, because everybody seems to think Batman has the answers. He doesn't, not all the time, but he's generally prepared, right? Going further, in Red Hood and the Outlaws, right? Jason Todd, like he's battling Batman, he's got the upper hand or whatever, and then finally Batman said enough is enough. Handled him like it was nothing. I'm just like, so you mean to tell me all this time Batman was letting you in? I love that.
It's like a big.
I love that. Like he's been letting you in to prove a point. He's trying to anyway. I'm gonna let that go.
That was on top of the roof.
Yes. And that animated series, but they didn't even do that. Anyway, I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna find a comic. I'm gonna send it to you guys. You'll see what I'm saying. Moving forward.
Wait, before you move forward.
Not moving forward. Staying still.
Under the Red Hood was supposed to be the Batman film that was one of the two Batman films that was supposed to star Ben Affleck. To find out that they're not doing that, especially after that tease in Batman vs Superman.
Yeah,
it's kind of that's something that I've watched Under the Red Hood so much time since Batman vs Superman in anticipation.
You still holding on?
I have to, man, but
these are characters we want to see on the screen. But another thing we have to consider is, I don't know if
they gave it to Bruce Greenwood. Yeah,
I don't know if Warner's wants to go. I think they've already made it clear that they're not going the route of bringing other movies together. I think that's why they renamed it Worlds of DC, and that's also the reason why we're getting this Joker movie and why we're getting this other Batman movie, and why we didn't get Flashpoint, why we didn't get Cyborg. But speaking of Flashpoint and Cyborg, I think their contracts are expired, or they expire this month, and it looks like Warner's isn't interested in renewing or doing anything with them. So.
Yeah, I know. Flash was trying to.
He was trying to write it himself. And something happened. They weren't impressed, or they didn't like the story, or whatever the case may be. But Ezra Miller really was pushing for this Flash movie for a hot minute, but nope. You hear that, Warner's? Okay, that rating keeps getting lower and lower.
So, I definitely want to say
Warner sucks.
Well, Kevin Conroy as Batman. If you are able to play Batman in the animated series voice, they passed up on Kevin Conroy, or he wasn't available. They probably couldn't afford him. Right? So do your thing, all that good stuff. The Flashpoint is something I saved for last. Supposedly, it's gonna go through. It's scheduled for 2020. But it's getting another rewrite and a new producer.
Well, it was scheduled for this year, but that was.
I know.
It's impossible that's going to be for 2020. That has to be it.
That has to be at least 2021.
I'm just happy that they're not necessarily. Here's where I'm happy. I'm happy that they're not shelving this, because that can explain that we can go into Final Crisis and we can reboot the whole DC universe.
Yes.
So now Batman, Wonder Woman.
Well, why would you cast Batman first? If you're gonna do that, that should be a movie. If you already cast a new Batman, if you already clearly Henry Cavill's not coming back, you got Shazam. I think that this is something that should be on their tippity top of the list, so that they can get everything else rolling.
Here's
what point does it make to do a Justice League movie with a new Batman who's not the same Batman from the world that we was just in, but then we're gonna refresh it and then have him in the next one.
Or it sucks.
You sound like you're playing Clue, and there's so many ways that we can end this, right?
Well,
So here's my thing. If they do decide to go the multiverse theory, they'll probably call it Final Crisis of sorts, right? And with Final Crisis, one of the many crises, they can still keep that Batman. They can still keep whoever they casted, but now it's a new universe. There's multiple verses. That's the easy way out.
Correct, but are they going to address the elephant in the room when Robert Pattinson comes walking in and he's 20 years younger than he was before?
They probably will. Hopefully they will.
You been hitting the gym, Bruce? Yes, I have.
Yes, I have.
you know,
Yes,
or,
I have.
You know, maybe they might ask for their early release from their contracts and jump over to the competition. I don't know.
So
The whole Don Cheadle thing?
Yeah.
Just don't explain.
supposedly there's a Green Lantern Corps movie coming out in 2020.
Supposedly.
Jeff Johns will be doing it. I'm very excited
I'm excited too.
Yeah.
because
but that excitement, diminished a long time
I got
ago.
you, Ryan Reynolds. It wasn't your fault.
Well, I was thinking Justice League, but okay.
Oh yeah, that too. Oh yeah, because they did show. I don't even know who that Green Lantern was. Did we ever confirm?
It was just just a Green Lantern.
A Green Lantern.
And the
To my understanding, he's a familiar Green Lantern in the history of Green
Okay.
Lanterns. Yeah.
Okay,
And the ring stayed on Earth.
No, it flew away.
it did fly away at the end.
It flew. Oh, sorry. Okay.
It did fly away. So like, I'm very excited because if they do the multiverse, that's dope.
Mhm.
We can bring Hal Jordan, Stewart, all these people, right?
Mhm.
But forget the individual Green Lanterns because their stories are up and down. If you ask me, I don't think they're as popular. It's the Green Lantern Corps, Kilowog, Willowog with the whole planet, whatever. It's like if you talk about that, and then you bring the Green Lantern War, the Corps War, and everything that comes with it, Blackest Night. If they do this right and plan this out, they can do 5 years and 10 years. This would be dope because we'll have an established Batman, an established We have established Justice League dealing with this. Like, oh, they just defeated Darkseid, Green Lantern Corps War, boom,
Yeah.
What I was thinking more is
puts hands down.
that too. What I was thinking more for this Green Lantern Corps movie, it'd be great if they made Jessica Cruz the lead, and then have the big name Green Lanterns as supporting characters.
You know what?
Hal is there,
Yeah.
John is there,
Okay.
and she's learning the ropes, from each and every one of these different lanterns. It's the it's Green Lantern Corps for a reason.
Yeah.
That means you're gonna get everybody.
Everybody's gonna be
You're
there.
supposed to have everybody. Even if it means putting in Guy Gardner, being an asshole here and there, but overall, I think making Jessica Cruz a lead, because how many times have we seen Hal Jordan? Different incarnations of Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, Guy Gardner, Kyle Rayner. Not that I'm complaining,
Right.
but every now and then it's nice to at least mix it up a bit. And right now, Jessica Cruz is gaining a lot of popularity.
Yeah.
You saw
And
that movie, right?
Did you see the Fatal Five?
Yeah,
Oh
it
my
was
God,
It was dope.
that
Really
was
good.
freaking fantastic.
You know her ring is from the Justice Lords, right?
Is it?
Yes, from Power Ring. It's been confirmed. It's from Power
Yeah?
Ring, the guy called Power
Huh,
Ring. Yep.
interesting.
Which is why he keeps talking to her like crazy.
Yeah.
and
At least in the comics, it does.
And plus, she goes through a lot of mental disorders, I guess that's the word, or whatnot. So I think that would make her character very relatable.
yeah.
Because I can, and plus, they elaborate more of that in Fatal Five.
Right.
Here's someone who doesn't believe in herself, lacks the confidence, but is
Amongst other
constantly
things, yeah.
told by everyone around her, "You can be the best."
Right.
But for a Green Lantern Corps movie, I'd like to see that.
I think that'd be
That'd
dope.
be pretty dope.
And I want to see that for all the things that you said, plus one thing, because if they allow her and they keep it original and they make her ring, which I think is on the left side, I'm not sure. They make her ring the Power Ring from Justice Lords. That means that there's a possible chance they'll make reference to Brightburn universe. and that's where the Justice Lords resided. You
Yeah.
know, it depends, obviously, what it's at. But I think it'd be interesting to tether that soon, and then obviously we can go into the various Green Lantern movies that we have.
Well, with the whole Batman metal, Knights metal. I mean, you got your negative verse right there. You know,
And that's totally like
Yeah.
DC. You have so much stuff, man. Like you could have been really going toe to toe with Marvel right now.
yeah. You hear that, Warners? Oh man.
What else is there?
I think we talked about everything.
I think so far, yeah.
The original 3 going at it again.
But I am excited for these yet to be seen trailers if they ever come out. But I'm also excited for the next phase of the MCU.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're all looking forward to. Like some good, promising pictures, some good, promising trailers, some good, positive news where we're not necessarily worried about the producer.
Especially with like thinking about Guardians.
Yeah.
How that's I'm just hoping, please bring in the Celestials. That would be.
Oh, they have their movie. That's the Celestial movie coming out next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed it.
The Celestial movie.
Oh wait, there's another New Gods. You have the New Gods that's in
DC,
development.
yeah. You guys, DC, yeah.
Mhm.
I forgot about that.
That's also something else,
Yeah.
you know. So if you're gonna reference Darkseid, you gotta reference the New Gods.
Guys. That's true.
You gotta give
have to.
you have to give props to Jack Kirby, man.
Man. Facts. Oh, are we still watching any TV DC series that's worth note right now?
Not really.
They're all finished?
Yeah. The last thing I saw was Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Did you
How
guys
was that?
see it? I loved it.
I saw
I
some
gotta
of
watch
it.
it.
I'm not gonna lie. I saw. You know what? I saw the fight where he fought Shredder. I don't know if it's the first time. I think it's the first time. That was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Like that was pretty dope. Like
Well,
I didn't.
both fights were
Okay,
dope,
so I watched it.
you know,
Awesome.
but
Because I didn't
it
expect
was,
Shredder to go down like that.
but it was great from beginning to end.
Okay.
You know, but
Good deal.
I did like that they made Shredder a powerful foe for Batman. You know, and
That makes sense.
their first fight definitely showed that. You know, but overall it was a good. Are you guys familiar with the Batman Unlimited series?
Yeah.
That's the one where they're like in the future
Yeah.
or something like that. I believe the cast who does the voices for some of those characters do Teenage Mutant Ninja.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because for a moment I thought it was Kevin Conroy. It's
Mhm.
not Kevin Conroy. It's the male actor that does the Batman Unlimited Batman for that. You know, which I was talking to my sister. I thought over time, if Conroy decides to retire, I think this other dude would be a good replacement to keep on going and being the voice of Batman. I think give him time for his voice to change, and I think you'll definitely hear Conroy in there. But it was good. I definitely enjoyed it.
Good deal.
I mean, the ending was still a bit questionable. You'll see it, but
okay.
I won't spoil it. But let's say it's a repeat origin.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll be more than happy to watch that.
Listen, it's better than Michael Bay's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. All right.
Yeah.
Like remember that part when they found out they were bulletproof,
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
and what followed after that?
That was just bad.
Listen.
The less said about that, the better.
I buried that in the back of my head.
You know what? You got it, because I was a big fan of the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the motion.
suits?
Yeah,
The
it made
suits?
sense. But this is like, what are you doing, bro?
Horrible.
Yeah.
Bye ninja,
Yeah.
bye.
Yeah, right? There you go.
I think this is a great way to close out, unless we have some final thoughts.
Well, the DC shows, they all ended with a tag towards Final Crisis or Crisis on Infinite Earth.
It's in the Earth, right?
So that's going to come next season, and all of the shows ended with it, which is I'm really excited about it.
Still got to finish Doom Patrol. I still have yet to see Swamp Thing, even though they already canceled the damn
Canceled it,
thing.
one episode.
I still want to see it.
I still want to see it too. And even James Wan, who is executive producer on the show, he said sometimes there are things that are just beyond your control. You know, from what I learned, that it was a miscommunication in financing. There's, because they filmed most of the show in North Carolina, where a lot of the swampy backdrops that they used, and they're a financial misunderstanding. That's all it was from what I read, and now they have no choice but to cancel the show. And from the looks of it, they're looking for to have Swamp Thing on a network like CCW, which thing kind of sucks because I already like where it's going.
Yeah.
You know, I think that is to me Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
And I love Swamp Thing. So when you put something on the CW,
I mean, we had Buffy the Vampire and Angel. That was pretty dark.
Yeah,
and Charm was dark.
Charm
A little bit.
Charm was,
Yeah.
I mean, well, Charm
Not
in
as dark as the
beginning-
Netflix series
yeah,
now. Well,
yeah.
Sabrina the Witch. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. I mean, Charm wasn't. I'm like, it was still lighthearted the first few like seasons, but towards the end, that's when it actually really started to get
maybe
dark.
put it on Netflix and
I'll
it
put it
could
on
work.
Netflix.
But still, why would you put your you know show like that on another streaming service when you already have a current streaming service right now? And also, I heard that they're considering canceling the DC Universe streaming service altogether. Why, I don't know. I read somewhere that the execs kind of got scared when Disney announced their streaming service.
Yeah, I think they are gonna kill it, but I think they're gonna roll it into the.
Don't say they
Brothers
are,
app.
man. Don't say they are.
The Warner Brothers paid subscription service is gonna come out next year sometime.
You're killing me,
They're gonna
Warners.
Roll everything into that.
You hear, Warners? You're killing me,
But I
man.
think the people who had the DC streaming service are gonna get extra benefits for like that first year.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what those are. Maybe movie tickets or something like that.
It's hard being a DC fan, Warner. So I'm just letting you know.
And then we had the ending of Gifted, the X-Men show, which I thought it was pretty good. But they canceled that, and then they also canceled. Gotham saw the season finale, series finale, which was better.
And then they're coming out with
Kinda
Alfred or Pennyworth, whatever it's called. I don't understand these prequels. I really don't.
I don't get it.
3 days ago, they issued a statement. The full 10 episodes of Swamp Thing will continue to air on DC Universe with new episodes released weekly. There are no current plans for season 2, which we knew about. We appreciate there are questions as to why, but unfortunately there is no position to answer. Blah 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 blah. DC Universe will continue. They're not canceling. All right. This was 3 days ago. It could change.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything on there about Titan season 2? I can't.
Yeah,
wait for
they're definitely going.
They're definitely
They're gonna
Yes!
go fast forward with that. Yeah, for
Titans
sure.
and also what was the cartoon show on there?
Young
Justice?
Young Justice. Yeah. Next month. Next month. Yes.
Interesting. Mm-hmm.
That's one of the only reasons why.
Yo, I finished the first couple of episodes that they put out, right? And I'm thinking they haven't even announced when they're putting the rest of the episodes.
Exactly.
And every week I kept going on the universe and checking to see if they put up new episodes, and they haven't. I'm just glad that they finally announced that they're putting new episodes come next month. So
Wasn't it good?
oh yes,
It was
what?
really good.
Mm-hmm. But we'll see what's up. We'll see what's
All
up.
right, no problem. All right, let's wrap this up. I think we've done what we could do at the Hall of Justice.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
Little bit of everything.
Citizens of Gotham.
Although I didn't show up due to me moving, I'm very sorry. I do want to say shout out to the portal gun that this man has in the background from Rick and Morty. And that's my shirt. I'm wearing a Rick and Morty shirt. It's just invisible. But let's talk about the shirts that you have on. Go ahead.
I'm wearing a Batman in
Space.
This is Batman in space. He is an outline.
It kind of looks
and
like a
cosmic
Celestial.
celestial. It's pretty cool, and it's black and purple, white dots.
Black and purple.
The OG colors.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
the
right.
black and purple. I am wearing. Well, you got to support your local comic store no matter what.
Mhm.
So I got a Hypnotronic comics tee. Again, support your local comic stores.
That's
You know,
right.
Agreed.
Right.
They keep the future and
Yes, and what I'm wearing is a reminiscent stained glass of Mr. Leonard Nimoy as Mr. Spock.
the immortal Spock.
The immortal Spock.
immortal
Live
Spock.
long and prosper.
That's right.
he really did beat up Kirk a lot.
Hell yeah.
He did, like.
They're like, stop your shit.
I do want to see more Star Wars movies, minus the lens flare, with Chris Pine, right? Chris Pine and what's the guy
Star
from
Trek.
Star Wars.
Star
You mean
Trek.
Star Trek?
What did I just say?
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars.
And I'm done. Ladies and gentlemen, This has been Geeks Unlimited. It's your boy Mayhem Mike. You can find me on the last stop on the L. Definitely Geeks Unlimited. Shout out to the YouTube channel. Shout out to Mayhem Gaming. Matt with the hat definitely said I'd make a shout out to you. To everybody. Hi.
It's Brooklyn Boy T. You can find me on IG, following that same handle. Same thing with Twitter. Man.
Oh God,
Star Wars. Star Wars.
What? And I'm looking at the shirt, and I'm like, oh my God.
Rookie 101. Rookie 101.
I'm gonna go back home.
I am taking your Comic-Con ticket away.
I give it to you willingly.
This is Donnie Dork from Manhattan. Stay geeky, stay dorky, stay nerdy, and until next time, see ya.
Say that, B.
And this is the Destructive Lioness. I am not giving you any of my info because I ain't important to actually go and get my show. Booyah. But anyway, if anything, please like, subscribe, click that thumbs up, please. And share with all the geekdoms everywhere.
Watch, we're going to get a thumbs down from Warner Brothers.
Peace. Hey guys, thanks for listening to this episode of Hyro Geekix, the show for all things geek. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below so we can have more discussions for you. Don't forget to visit our channel, Geeks Unlimited, and even our sibling channel, The Nerds of the Round, on YouTube. Links are in the description below, and until next time guys, stay geeky.